What's up everybody, Rebel here, and as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, this video is probably the last thing you expected to see on this channel. But yes, today, October 17th, is National Playing Card Collection Day, which is great for somebody like me with no friends. I mean, with a playing card collection. But then I repeat myself. Anyways, let's get into this collection. Alright, so starting off every collection, of course you want to have some heavy use decks. Perfect for practicing cardistry, for practicing magic. You can either use bikes, wheels, bees, whatever you want. I do like bicycles, mainly because Target has 2 or 4 packs that end up making the decks about $2.50 each, which is pretty nice. You can get gaff cards with them, and they have plenty of them, so whatever you want to get, you can get it. Easy to find, easy to mix in with your deck. Really just all around good deck. And of course my go-to is red. I also do have a backup red, which is perfect if you want to, take a card from here and maybe use it in this one. Also, I do have something interesting going on with this deck. Don't want to give it all away, but yeah. Same going on with the blues. Got a standard one that I use, got the backup one. It's just a good deck to practice, to get dirty, all that good stuff. And of course there are more colors than just blue and red. Right here you've got the black bikes, very nice. You've also got the Eco Edition, like a weird light green in like a cardboard looking box. Pretty cool, pretty nice. And of course when you get 2 packs or 4 packs, you end up getting some extras. I got a sealed black and a sealed red, just for when my black or red, get too worn out. And keeping with the rider backs, I also do have a crimson foil back. Very shiny, very nice. Metalux. There is a metalish design going on in the back. Is that a spade pip? It might be a spade pip going on in the back. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Yes, that does mean that the cards themselves are very shiny. So that is pretty cool. It does kind of if you can completely get the light to not shine on it, it almost loses its color. If you get the light right on it, it's just like boom. Also, I guess you could take a card or 2 from here and use it with a standard red deck and get a cool little boom, now your card's shiny. I have no idea. And keeping with the bicycles, we got a lot of their random decks that you could get at Walgreens, Walmart, things like that. Here we got the hidden deck. Lots of symbols going on. It is rather spooky. It is full black borders, which is cool, but not really great for everyday use, because once it gets nicked, you can see that white right through the side of it. So, not great for everyday use, but these have, what is that? Skulls, eyes, pretty spooky stuff, so it might be a good Halloween themed deck if you want to theme your decks. It's got some cool jokers, cool ace. The court cards here are all skeletons, which is pretty cool. I might set this deck aside and use it because it's Halloween. Now we got the bicycle vintage, which is I don't know, old-timey design. The back design's pretty cool because it has these things coming through the center, which end up looking pretty cool in a fan like that. It creates that cool, circle design in there, and the black and red kind of do accent well against the brown. It's pretty cool. it's pretty cool looking. You also do have all of the face cards having that same sort of weathered look. One thing though is if you could tell right there by that little line of bubbles that it is a one-way back design. So if you have this lined up not right there, you'll be able to notice that it doesn't have that continual dot pattern right there. So yeah, I guess you could use that for something, or it could annoy you knowing that you have a one-way back design and you're getting your cards all mixed up. Moving on, we got the Bicycle Fighter Ace deck, which is you know, like fighter pilot themed. Keeping with the last two, yes, these are full color borders going on, but it's a nice light blue, so it's not incredibly noticeable. But this is it's a pretty cool color. It's a pretty cool, you know, themed deck for collections. It does look pretty good in a fan. Do like that blue color, so that's cool. It's always nice to see Bicycle, you know, at least doing a recoloring when they put out a deck like this, so that's always cool. Then we got the Bicycle American Flag deck. Gotta love Old Glory. It's kind of like a weird red. It's not like a bright new red. It's more of like an old weathered red and like a really dark blue, but it does have that interesting background. Oh, look at that fan. It looks cool with the not straight border of the banner. That's really nice. The faces all have that weathered look as well. Two jokers, one having color on it. Nice big American flag right there. Custom pips and indices all through. Cool court cards, although I will say due to the drawing look of them, they do look a little derpy sometimes. Like, look at his eyes, what's going on there. Yeah, but besides that, gotta love the American Flag deck. Alright, moving on, we got this deck that my dad gave me that my grandpa had. You can tell it's old by the red seal right there. These were actually printed in Ohio before they closed that factory. A little bit of history there. However, these are not amazing cards for Magic or cardistry. I mean, I guess they fan okay. They're a little sticky. They're thick bordered, so that's the back design of the cards. Yeah, so one-way back design, obviously. One-way back design meaning that if it's like this, then it's no longer the same direction. They are really smooth, so as you can see by the light, there's no air cushion finish on these things. And that's an air cushion finish. You can see all the little dots and stuff, which just make it slide better, feel better, fan better, be better cards. And these don't have that. Let me zoom back out. Also, I do want to say that for the back picture, I actually do think that this would have made a much better back design. But whatever, pretty cool. Moving on from there, we got the parquet decks, the blue and the red. Now these I just picked up at Walmart, but they are pretty cool. That is the back design. If you're like, what about the color border? Yes, these are full color bordered cards, which means that the back design is gonna look like that, but the faces are white. So if you get any nicks or dings on this, it's gonna shine through the color. You're gonna be able to see it through the color, like down there. And it's not great. Not great. Man, I mean, it's a cool back design. I actually think this is a pretty fancy looking back design. I think they're pretty cool cards. But maybe just for showy, maybe just showy cardistry, something to where you're not gonna nick them up doing Magic. You also do have the blues. I will say, however, that I wish I would like a second version of these. But instead of being the smaller pattern with the border, I'd like them to be that bigger pattern without a border, like what's shown on the front of the box. I actually think that would make a very cool looking cardistry style deck. That's just me. These are cool, but I think that would be cooler as a card. Moving on, we got the Auroras, which are very shiny, very shiny. Look at that shininess. I mean, you could totally see the webcam just sitting there. But these are very fancy, and there is a lot that I do like about this deck. I do like that it has white borders this time. I do like how it's not a straight border, so it's got that sort of design going on, but look at that detail. Oh my gosh, look at that detail. That's beautiful. That's beautiful artwork right there. Very nice. Yeah, because of that border, it actually looks pretty cool in a fan because you got the little notch coming out right there. So I think these look very cool. I do like cards that have a circle in it because it ends up looking really cool when you do like Perriers or other style tricks. Perriettes. I don't know which one. But here's where you get into the weird part that I don't like, and that is the face cards. That's all of the face cards. almost look like they have, like if I were to fan the deck like this, you'd be like, is that the back of the deck? No, that is the front of the deck. The standard number cards are all that color, but the court cards are that color. Even the aces, these are weird. These are weird. These are weird. And the back design is kind of like, you know, what I like about it. Front design, I feel like they could have been bicycle standards, and this deck would be a lot better for me. Moving on, you got two new decks that actually just came out this year. I'm not entirely sure when, but I hadn't seen anything about them until I went to Walgreens just the other day. Got these ones first, saw a picture of the back design on these, had to get these, so I'll talk about these second. These are what I got first. These are the Majesty deck, and that is beautiful. I do love the dark purple. I thought these were going to be like yellow with purple accents, so I was like, I'd rather get the purple with like yellow gold accents. And yes, of course, full border back because this is bicycle, trying to be fancy. And these are bicycle standard on the pips indices, custom ace. Actually, never mind, the pips and indices are actually all custom, just slightly, but that is cool. You could tell by the 8, the 6, stuff like that. And the court cards, of course, are actually very custom, very nice. All the numbers, all pips and indices, court cards are all actually different, which is actually very cool. They are somewhat standard. They don't get as crazy as Aurora over there, but hey, what you're gonna do? Nice deck of cards right here. Very fancy, very elegant. If you're ever at like a very fancy party with like, you know, fancy stuff, pull these out and look fancy. And then you got the other deck. This is the Jubilee. These are yellow with the purple accents. And then I actually saw the back design and I was like, wait, is that white? No, it's cream. It's cream colored, but it's so close. It's so close to white that it actually looks white, which means if the sides get dinged up, it probably won't show through at all. The faces are actually that same cream color, which is nice, but it's a nice bright cream, so that's not going to peek through. Let's look at that back design. Wow, very nice. I love that purple peeking through. Once again, I love cards that don't actually have a border, but just a border made with the images. I feel like it always makes something cool going on with the fan. Not always, but sometimes. And sometimes it's better than never. Once again, almost looking like they're going to be standard, but they are custom. You could tell by the numbers there. But that is a pretty nice deck. It's pretty fancy. I actually think I like this one more than the Majesty here, just because it's full color. It's a full color back, but you're not going to be able to notice that because of the whiteness on it. I didn't even notice the design on the inside of the tuck flap. Attention to detail right there. And wrapping up the pure bicycle decks, we got the Amplified. I actually picked these up with the Jubilee because I haven't seen them before, and I was like, these actually look pretty cool. Yeah, this is basically a cardistry deck. I think it might be trying to copy Orbit, who knows? But these are actually very cool. I like how the colors come through up to the tuck flaps. Only thing that I guess there's two things I'm not a fan of. These have a thick border and not a thin border. I think a thin border would have been much better. But yeah, these cards are actually incredibly cool. If you do a standard fan, it's gonna be blue. If you do a left-hand fan, it's gonna be orange. It's actually very, very cool. So yeah, blue, boom, orange. That's very cool. The one thing, though, I'm sure you could tell, this is a one-way back design, which means, yeah, that's no longer the same. However, just looking at the cards, these do look like they are going to be standard bike. Did I not take these out of order? No, they are somewhat out of order. But yeah, so custom recolorings. Pips are recolored, so you got a really, really dark blue and the orange. The court cards recoloring is very cool. I actually am just now noticing you got that circle right there, so it's like that weird fuzzy color changingness going on inside each of the court cards. Hadn't noticed that before. That's actually very cool. These are actually awesome cards. And here's the thing, if you're thinking if they're going for cardistry, well, how do they faro? Do they faro? Are they trad cut? And if you look like that, you could see that I am having a really tough time trying to faro those cards. But if we go from bottom to top, let's see what happens. Wow, that farrowed amazingly from bottom to top. These cards are modern cut. And that to me is amazing attention to detail on behalf of Bicycle. And I gotta say, I'm actually impressed that they would go through that much effort to make sure that if they're putting out a cardistry deck, they're making it modern cut. That to me is actually pretty cool. Yeah, cardistry. And as the perfect transition, we have the Bicycle Archangels. These are made by Bicycle, actually made and distributed by Bicycle, but designed by Theory 11. Of course, printed by the United States Playing Card Company, but these are pretty cool cards though. Do like the tuck, a lot of embossing going on. Back design is kind of cool. These aren't a bad deck at all. Once again, no border, so you do just have the shape of it kind of coming through there. These cards don't handle amazingly, which is kind of strange, but they don't feel great. They don't feel great, but they are Bicycle standard as far as Theory 11 goes, with the goldish recoloring there. Next up, we got Theory 11's most popular deck, probably, and that's going to be the Monarchs from Now You See Me. I have the blue and the red. Did I say blue? I'm color dyslexic. That is green, obviously, not blue. I don't even think there are blue Monarchs. As for these two, I think I like the reds better, but I will say the green's tuck box feels like soap or velvet. I'm not entirely sure which. This one's just like paper. This one feels really interesting though. I'm not entirely sure. This was one of my first decks. You could tell by the way that I had no idea how to break the seal. Now I'm a lot more accustomed to it. I do like how the green has the red seal, the red has the white seal. That is pretty cool. Either way, we got the reds here, a very dark red, very cool back design, very cool cards. Everybody loves them. I think they're pretty good. Nothing that I can actually complain about here. I do like that these are red because it goes good with my hat. King's Wild hat. The greens are cool too. They're green. You know, they do look a little more interesting, I guess, being green but not red. Everything here is the same. I will say no double backer with the green deck, but a double backer with the red deck. So if you do Magic, the red's better for that reason, but the green box feels better. Next up, we got the Theory 11 Citizens. This is a pretty cool deck. This part reminds me of the Medallions, which I don't have, but I love that back design on the tuck box. Now, if you're looking at decks of cards, let's see, that's the back design, that's the back design, that's the back design. So this obviously must be the back design, right? Well, you'd be wrong. It's the front design. Why? Hell if I know. These cards are pretty cool. I do like the Jokers, pretty fancy looking. You can't even see that in the reflection. Oh, where'd the card go? Ace is pretty cool. Double backer, very nice when Theory 11 decides to include that. I mean, Bicycle includes it in a lot of their random decks now, so it's like, if Theory 11 doesn't include it, I almost get a little bit, I question what's going on over there. But yeah, this is a pretty cool deck. Pretty cool. I do like the coloring. I do like the black and gold. Very fancy. I will say, however, I want those on a back design. I like circles. I like a big circle in the middle. Very boring. I'm very boring like that. Look at the inside of that tuck box though. And then you got the T11 in a crown. Very fancy. This is when you start getting into the really, really nice decks, you know. All that attention to detail. Bicycle ain't doing this. They're getting close. They're starting to get close, but not all the way. Then we got the red. Then we got the red High Victorians. These were exclusive to Target, but I guess not anymore, considering I got these in my local Walgreens, because my local Target doesn't like the stock Theory 11. You have a very, very interesting thing right there. A lot of people praise these cards. Yeah. I've seen the orange. I've seen the green. Once again, I'm color dyslexic. I've seen the green High Victorians, and I felt no need to get them because I already know what these look like. And yeah, look at this. Look at this. But listen to this. Look at that. That is beautiful art right there. That is beautiful attention to detail. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, it's cool, but I mean, like, as a back design on a card, you know, you could sit there and look at it, but it's nothing that's like, whoa, those cards are so cool. They're okay. They're pretty good. Once you get to this side is when I start to just kind of like, oh yeah, see, there's the Joker. What is that? Who knows? That's the Queen, ladies and gentlemen. That is a face card without a face. I do like the pips and indices if I'm gonna, you know, find something nice to say. Is that a thumbprint? Not entirely sure what a thumbprint has to do with the whole vibe of this going on. It's very strange. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to make of those face cards. I could be like, remember your card. And they're like, okay. And then I'm like, was this your card? And they're like, if I know. So yeah, not my favorite Theory 11 deck, but a fine one nonetheless. Now we're getting into Theory 11 decks that I do like. We got the Voyager here. I can't wait to take these camping with my acoustic guitar. Look at that awesome lake with a road by it and a car driving down it. Let me zoom in a little. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the colors on it. I wish some of that blue made its way onto the back. That is the back design. That is very awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. Custom tuck seal with beautiful custom art on it. Once again, look at that art right there. Oh, beautiful mount with the beautiful sunset. You got that southwestern design pattern going on. It's very cool. As for the back design, I do like that the border is that rugged edged look, because when you do a fan, if you could do a good one, unlike somebody here, then it looks amazing. I think just how the border is in a straight line, it's rugged, it looks so unique to me, and it makes fans look really cool. A nice beige flannel by a campfire, doing some little magic tricks. Oh, is that your card? Yeah, well, where'd it go? As for the fronts, you've got these aces, and that's the ace of spades right there. So you got the ace of spades, but that's the ace of clubs, that's the ace of hearts, that's the ace of diamonds. I love it when they do this. That is beautiful art. And then the jokers are pretty cool too. Besides that, everything else is bicycle standard, or I guess Theory 11 standard, since Theory 11 standard is bicycle standard, but with the dark red and gold. Moving on, we got the Union deck, which is very bronze and very American flaggy. I do have a shirt that's like this color, so I've brought these cards with me a couple times when I've went out, because it's like, hey, boom. I do like the black coming through on the corners, adds a nice sort of like to the outside of the fan. Very cool. Face cards are interesting. I do want to point out the diamond here is a square. It's just a perfect square. I don't see that much. Custom pips and indices. I think that might be a custom color too, a weird orangish. Those court cards are all custom. Look at the ace. Jokers have a turkey. I think that's because originally we were going to be a turkey or a snake, but then we settled on the eagle. And now this is probably my favorite Theory 11 deck that I have. It is the Navigators. I just think that these are beautiful, majestic, and regal. Feel like I need to go pop on my Sperry's without socks and go hang out at the yacht club with salmon colored short shorts. These are awesome. Look at that, look at that. Once again, you have that big circle on the back, which is great for Perrier's. I love cards that have a big circle. That's just me. I wish I could Perrier better. Still, pretty cool. Double backer, once again, awesome inclusion. Custom pips and indices, once again, Theory 11. Doing a great job with this deck. I do like how every ace is a little bit of a power ace. The Joker here is a mermaid tail grabbing a bottle out of a barrel. That is pretty cool. This is just all around a very nice deck, and I really like this. And if I'm hanging out by the pool or something, or like I said, eating shrimp down at the yacht club in my boaties, got these bad boys. Boom. And to finish up Theory 11, we have the black Artisans and the white Artisans. Very cool decks. I mean, the black one's okay. I saw the black and white and was like, I'm getting the black one. Turns out I would have rather had the white one. The white one reminds me of the Navigators, but both decks are pretty cool. They do have the dated tuck seal on them. Both of these being the red tuck seal. There is one exception to that one that doesn't have the red tuck seal, and that is going to be the gold edition, which I have opened a couple days ago when I first attempted to film this before the footage was all up. But yeah, gold edition. This one has a black tuck seal on it as opposed to the gold. But and wow, look at that box. It's got like glitter on it. I'll look at that one in a second. Let's look at these two first. So we got the ebony, we got the ivory. Let's look at the black edition first. These cards kind of remind me of the Citizens in their back design with the two circles, a lot of black, a little bit of gold, or a little bit of gold, a lot of black, a lot of gold, a little bit of black. I don't know. You do get to the Jokers, and the Jokers are probably not my favorite. If I'm being completely honest, not a fan of those Jokers at all. I will say that is made up by that very awesome ace. Very cool, very classy looking. You're like, oh wow, those look fancy. Anything that's black and gold is going to look fancy, but things that are white and gold look elegant and regal, and these right here are no exception. And the white edition. So white edition, black edition. It's almost like what was black in this one is gold in this one, and what was gold in this one is just remained white. So actually this one has 2 colors on the back. This one only has 1 color, yet somehow I think this one looks a little better than this one. Just opinion though. But then we got the gold Artisans. Now let's take a zoomed in look at this tuck case. I want to get that color in there, that brown. Look at that. Look at that brown. It's like speckled with gold. It's so shiny. If you look at the back, you're like, wow, is it really that shiny? Yes. 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 Look at that. That is not like any metallic that I normally see on cards. That is really, really shiny. That is really shiny. Very shiny. But besides that, these are just Artisans. With the Jokers, I don't like. All the court cards are the same. It does instead have 2 ad cards, not a double backer, but I am keeping the ad cards in there just because I don't want to take them out. Look at that ace though. Even the ace pip, unlike the other 2, that is super shiny. Oh my god, that is amazing. So the deal with these is I think they gave them out on their website if you ordered more than $150. After that, they put them in Targets, but just like 1 in each store. So very hard to find, not super hard to find, but pretty hard to find. I've been looking for a second deck because I knew I wanted to open one and I wanted to keep one sealed. I've heard people say that these don't handle good, but I don't know, that's a decent fan. But when you have a gold deck of cards, you're not expecting and I don't think they're actually gold, but when you have a super shiny deck of cards, you might be expecting them to stick together a little. Very awesome deck though. Very cool. This one actually stays on my display case because I feel like I caught a rare Pokemon or something and I gotta just, you know, show it off to everybody. All right, now we got all of the other brand decks, all the other off ones. These, I believe, still printed by US PCC, but these are from Dan and Dave playing cards, and these are the Sons of Liberty playing cards. These are awesome. I'm going to zoom in because I don't know if you could see that, but there is like a design going on the back of like a hole in the side of a building with a chair toppled over. Very awesome. That's Roman numerals for 1776. Founding of the country. That is 1765, founding of the Sons of Liberty, made in America. Hell yeah, I love these patriotic decks. Got the tax stamp, void stamp on there. Oh my god, and that's going to be the tuck design. It says rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. Very awesome. Got some Masonic imagery with the square and compass. The compass has the Liberty Bell up in the very top, and the arms of the compass are actually musket bayonets, which is awesome. And you got the eagles holding onto those. You got the SL in the middle. Overall, just a very awesome deck. Look at that tuck flap. Liberty or death. Very awesome. You got that snake split up right there. Jokers are going to be pillories that are tarred and feathered. Very awesome. You got the spade pit being a tree, the tree of liberty, which must be constantly watered with the blood of patriots and the blood of tyrants. An amazing detail to an amazing quote. Then you got the face cards, which I believe in the background there. You've got Boston Tea Party, perhaps? George Washington crossing the Delaware. You have Paul Revere as the King of Hearts. Very awesome. Keeping this deck in new deck order. I'm not using it for Magic. It's sentimental to me because I love America. Love the founding of America. And this is an awesome deck that goes along very well with the history of our founding fathers. Then we got the Parlor playing cards by the Gentleman Wake. These are very nice playing cards. Nice gold band going all around it. Nice gold stamp. Then you got the blue foil stamp on it, which is very nice. It does show the back design of the cards. You got the logo right there. Very wallpaper-esque back design. You have a 2 of Hearts reveal on that tuck flap and an S17 for Stockholm 17 who designed the cards. As for the cards themselves, these are printed by Cardamundi, so if I zoom in and were to show you the finish, you will see that it's more square in its pressing as opposed to the dots you will find on US PCC cards. You got the TGW right there as a spade pit. Pretty cool, pretty cool. The one thing about these cards though is that there's actually absolutely nothing printed on them, which, you know, kind of sucks if you're trying to use them for Magic. It's not, you know, the best scenario. However, if you just do that, then all the cards are there, so that's cool. I do really like the jokers. They are both different, but that's one of them. And there's the other. That would be the Ace of Spades. Moving on, we have one of my favorite deck producers, and that is going to be Jackson Robinson at King's Wild Project. And he is an amazing designer. He is awesome, and I love so many of his decks. Look at the purple on there. That is amazing. These are the plum pies. So you got the plum, you got the pie. Right there, you got the Lead a Quiet Life. He does love that Thessalonians, what is it, 411? Yep. And these cards, if you're gonna try to guess what these cards look like based off of the tuck, good luck. Look at these things. Wow. This is his forte into cardistry decks, and look at that. Look at that fan. That is beautiful. And the cool thing, of course, is that because of the design of the cards, if you do a left-handed fan, it's going to look like that, but if you do a standard fan, it's going to look like that, which is awesome. And the face cards here, that might hurt your eyes, but that is like a hypnotic circle spreading through. Yeah, this deck is heavy with the orange color, but the spade and clubs are purple. Let's look at a joker. It is a plum. Amazing. As you can tell by the corners up here, that orange is going to bleed through on the faces when you do a fan, so things are going to look very awesome with this. Also, that dot in the center is actually purple. Because of the big circle, it is a very good deck to do finger spins, Perriers, I don't know. But overall, this is a very cool deck by Jackson Robinson, but not as cool as this deck of his, Legal Tender. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that shine. Look at that reflection. I could talk about these forever, but I'll try to be very quick. These are inspired by money, and these are very beautiful. King's Wild Project, very awesome shine to it. If you can see the shine on the tuck flap, don't know if it is popping up. Yeah, that's text. That's the writing from the Constitution, I believe. There's George Washington sailing over the Delaware, number 13. And look at these cards. You thought it was just going to be the tuck case, didn't you? No. Look at that. Oh my god, that is so beautiful. Wow. Okay, now starting off at the back, once you get to the face cards, you will see Andrew Jackson, Martha Washington, George Washington. So the hearts are all designed after the 1. Then you have the clubs, and these are modeled after the 5. So you have Ulysses S. Grant, Harriet Tubman, and Abraham Lincoln. And you got the diamonds, which are based off of the 10, those being the 5, these being the 10. And then we get to the spades, and the spades are going to be hundreds. So look at the detail on that. So as you can see, that stamp says king, the queen says queen. But look at that. Oh my god. Look at that detail right there. That is insane. Ugh. Jackson Robinson blew this one out of the park. That is the beautiful Ace of Spades, and here you have diptych jokers, which when together, when combined, create Mount Rushmore. That's beautiful. And that also has the Constitution in the background right behind there. Beautiful, beautiful deck of cards right here. Then we have the mint playing cards, and this is the 2nd edition. These are the cucumbers, the greens, as opposed to the blueberry blues. This is a very nice deck of cards. I actually really do like these. Wow, I love the embossing there. Amazing. That's branding for you right there, but that is a very nice logo, and these are very nice cards. Very close to standard, but with actual custom pips and indices, but so recognizable. Very nice court cards, by the way, and I love how every ace is somewhat of a power ace, being a little larger than some of the others. I will say, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but the Jack of Diamonds, one side has the line, the other side does not. Ace of Spades pip, very cool. It is the back design kind of bleeding through that line right there. That's cool. Also, there may or may not be something going on with that logo right there. I do like the customization on it. I do like that this deck knows some guy named Mark D. Next, let's move on to all of the Knox I have, and I have absolutely no normal Knox because, I don't know. These are the summer Knox. Nice bright orange, nice pineapple on the bottom, and these are just straight orange, but they're not going to distract anybody because they are all completely 100% standard, which is very nice. This is just bright orange, but then again, it's only like a $5-7 deck, so you know, not bad. Then we got the Shin Lim Knox. These are just in a very nice kind of that same glittery as the plum pie, the same glittery black as opposed to glittery purple. Shin Lim Knock, nice just shiny red stamp on the back. And these cards are Knox, but with a black border. So instead of just one solid color, it's a solid color with a black border. But these are still very nice cards. There is a cool little sort of trick inside of here to where if you take this top blank card, you know, let's just set this top blank card right there and tell me to stop. Oh, right there, that card, that's the card. So we're gonna put it back here, and what we're gonna do is just think of your card, okay? Slight mishap. Just think of your card. Think of your card right there. Is that your card? There we go. I'm out of ink. So a pretty cool deck here. And then lastly, in the Knox, we have the new 3000 X2s, or at least new at the time of recording this. It does have that going on, but in fans, it actually looks kind of cool. However, I am getting blotchy fans with this deck, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I haven't gotten it too dirty. I never dropped it. Besides that, standard pips and indices. The core cards are kind of cool, how they are inverted. Yeah, but besides that, pretty standard faces and everything else going on. It's just got this cool futuristic design, and look pretty cool. Yeah. And then wrapping up my collection, we have what could be one of my favorite companies, and that's Orbit. Orbits are awesome. I love Orbits. This is the V6. I do have the V7s right there, which I think are better. I think they handle better, which is insane, but I do. Look at that seal. It's just a nice circle with the color matching everything. You got a 23 right there. Orbit. Look at that back design. Is that a person being abducted by a UFO? These are really cool decks, and they feel great. These cards do have that border break going on, and this one is a green line from the UFO, but that does look pretty cool. All around, just a very cool deck. These made me not like border breaks as much because when the deck stops or starts clumping, I guess, or starts separating unevenly in the fan, tends to look a little weird. And I have had these decks for not as long as I've had my Orbit V7s, which let me tell you, this is the first deck I bought. I actually got these, opened them, and then went to Target to get bicycles to practice with because these just felt so good. These are amazing. I love these. These might be my favorite deck. Right down there is a DeLorean. Look at that 80s vaporwave background going on. These are super cool. There is a few names right there, 7 names for the 7 members of the Challenger. And like I said, this is the first deck of cards I got back in March. All of these cards, by the way, I've gotten in the past year. But look at that fan. I'm sorry, let me try another one. But keep in mind, this is my first deck of cards. Pretty good still. I mean, that one was somewhat uneven. That is still a pretty good fan. Also, some guy named Mark D knows this deck. This is just a very cool deck. These cards are awesome. They're my favorite. These are actually very dirty, but I still bring these. These are like my default deck if I'm going out and I don't feel like, you know, just having normal bikes on me. I grab this thing. I grab this deck, and I actually have a sealed one sitting on my shelf with the legal tender and the gold artisans just to remind me what started it all. The Orbit V7s. V8s are coming out. Those are going to be orange based off of Mars. Pretty good deck of cards, I must say. Really like these. And then lastly, just a bunch of random stuff. So these are super old decks of cards that are just disgusting and cannot fan at all. I actually write the dates of all my bicycles right there on the top just so I know. Let's look at what a fan looks like with these. Oh my god, that is horrendous. These have probably been dragged across my floor so many times. Even the tuck flaps on this box just like completely fell off. Disgusting. Got these 2 Aristocrats and Bs. These are club specials. So these are from the Luxor. These are from the 4 Queens. They are cards that have that slice on them. But yeah, just some casino cards. These are clear, translucent cards. Those are the Jokers. But yeah, these are waterproof plastic, so they're to use in like a jacuzzi. So it'd be like, that's my hand. But on this side, it's like that. These are all right, I guess. It would be cool if I, you know, had a spa or a hot tub. I don't know. Mavericks, 89-cent cards from Walmart, and these feel like they cost less than 89 cents because these are terrible. It was almost worth it to feel how bad they are and how terrible the printing is. Wow, these are terrible. That's hilarious. And then these, which I just found in a box of family stuff or something. I have absolutely no idea. Monet playing cards, but I don't know who printed these. I feel like these might be bridge size and not standard playing card size. Let's see. These are indeed bridge size playing cards made in Austria. Interesting. But yeah, these are just playing cards. They are probably not good for Magic or fanning or anything. Yeah, no, not even slightly. But yeah, once you're into cards and you find some cards, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna keep these, I guess, why not? And then of course I just have random stuff like this. Look at these clear boxes. You get 5 of these. These are the second versions. You get 10 of the first versions for the same price, but I prefer these. They don't have a random tuck flap that's unnecessary. These work amazingly. They keep the corners safe if I'm going out and I'm bringing my deck of orbits. Slap it in there, push that plastic not into the deck but into the plastic, as you see right there, and boom, it just stays like that in my backpack. When I'm ready to use them, I could do a double thing and pull them out, or I could just, you know, slide the whole deck out itself and then start doing my stuff. So these things, super handy. Got some extra notebooks here, purple, black, red. These are great for predictions. You write predictions, you could do other stuff, anything. I mean, you throw one of these in. If I bring my red bikes, bring these, and it's like I get, you know, 5 more tricks. Boom. Very nice, very handy. Up and Up, Target brand. It's like $1 for these 3. Boom. What's this? School binder? You know it, for Hogwarts, baby. This is where I write down all of the magic tricks that I learn. So if I forget one, I can be like, oh, I forgot about that one. So, oh, see, totally forgot those. Yeah, see, so there's a couple of tricks in here that it's just like, I completely forgot that. But I've got them separated by theme. So like back here, you've got non-card magic, predictions, rubber bands, blank cards, gaff cards, duplicate cards, double backers, color changing decks, standard decks, color changes, control forces, building blocks, all that stuff. Always helpful to make sure you can always remember everything. And then lastly, just a bunch of extra random ad cards. I like to keep in one of those. These are all ad cards, but if you get 2 of these, it's really good for like a destroy and restore routine. So like these 2, for example, perfect for destroy and restore because you're not actually destroying any useful cards. These are cards that have the actual back design of the cards. Just add copy on the inside. There's one card here, this 2 of Spades, King's Wild, but they just sent me that with a random deck. These are actually in the order I got the deck. I don't know why I keep them like that, but maybe one day I will have a full 52 deck of cards with only random ad cards. That'd be fun. But that's it. That's basically all I got. I mean, there's that hat I was wearing. Probably pointed that out already, though. And that's going to wrap this one up. Bunch of awesome cards. Bunch of awesome stuff. This is what I like besides video games, in case anyone was wondering. Maybe you like cards, and that's why you're here. I also make video game videos, so you can watch those. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Awesome. Love you all. Have a fun day.